Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Thursday, March 4th, 7:35 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Interesting day in the market. Alright, check out BitcoinDailyView.com where we got more for you. NFTs, there's this great guide. It's a YouTube by a dazzling young lady talking about NFTs, how they work, what they are. It's kind of a cool breakdown from a very, big view to a very granular view. NFTs are something that I'm new to, and I just enjoy learning about those. So very good video about that. And some other stories. As I may have mentioned before, Doge. It's got 1,800 ATMs now in 45 states. Interesting. I mean, these ATMs already existed for crypto, but hey, check out your local head shop and get some Doge. Also, interview with bedtime stories or at my Radiant Creators podcast. Absolutely inspiring, fun. Coin360 is jacked today, so we're not going to look at that. It's a bit of a green and red day in the market. Okay, Ethereum now available on Amazon Managed Blockchain. So AWS, Amazon's thing, their cloud service, well, you can run an Ethereum node there now. I don't exactly get why you couldn't before, but you can now. So, Ruby. Alright, 7.7 billion in volume last 24 hours, not bad. 4.1 billion of that on Binance and 1.3 billion of that on Coinbase. No other exchanges showed up for work, they're all losers. Alright, Binance, 43% longs, 55% shorts. So sentiment is kind of short today. Basically, S&P 500, Russell 2000 both opening with a green candle after closing on a red candle yesterday. DXY doing alright. Green candle yesterday, green candle today. It's about the 21 EMA. That does not necessarily bode well for crypto, but we shall see. I'm not sure if that's always the case. Also, let's look at, while we're here, the NASDAQ. What is that one called? NQ? Mini NASDAQ futures. I think it's ND. I think this is it. I forget. I think this one. This is one that you would look at for what is relevant right now. NASDAQ here on the bottom. Do note this. The NASDAQ here on the bottom chart has dumped yesterday, today, and it's dumping today a little bit. Well, red candle opening up with, but yesterday was a red candle, the day before was a red candle. We're below the 21 EMA, and we're heading towards that 200 moving average. So where the NASDAQ goes, the whole damn market tends to go. So be wary of that, since the NASDAQ is definitely feeling not so sure of itself recently. Bitcoin against USDT on the daily chart, as you can see, we are fighting a candle today. We can't figure out what we want to do. We got wicks in each direction. It's clicking from green to red all the time. It's trying to hold above the 21 EMA. I think if we can close above the 21 EMA today, we're going to be great. We are finding great support here. There's a 236 fib line, as I have drawn it, around 45,450. So I think 45,000 really is a strong support. Both previous support resistance in the chart, and also it's a fib line that I think does line up pretty well with reality here. The MACD on the daily, so far, even with the NASDAQ dropping today, we are seeing that the MACD is closing in on the signal, closing towards the positive. It's above the mid-range. If we can get a positive MACD cross, that's going to be wonderful. At least, as you can see on the daily, we had some serious dumpage the last couple days. Well, I should say we had some serious dumpage the last couple days ago, and now the last couple days have been somewhat green, trending back up. So it looks good. We're above the 200 moving average. We're seeing a lot of volatility, but if you look, it is holding. I mean, we did bounce where we had previous support resistance, and we are basically above a fib line. We're just above the 21 EMA. Life's beautiful. I mean, you know, a bit of a volatile chart, but still, it's overall bullish on the daily. Looking at the 3-day, as you can see, it's basically the same thing, just spread out over more days. This recent 3-day candle opened on the 2nd, so it's going to close 2nd, 3rd, it's going to close today. That would be wonderful if we could get 2 green 3-day candles in a row above this 236 fib line, above 45,000. That would be wonderful. Do note the 3-day MACD was trending towards negative. Thought we were going to see a negative cross, but now if we can continue, if we can close the green candle today, especially on the 3-day candle, it'd be great to see the fulcrum here turn up and the MACD start moving away from the signal. Alright, let's just quickly look at the 4-hour chart here. Looking at the MACDs here, 4-hour chart, looking pretty good, about the 200 moving average. It's looking wonderful. The MACD is positive, it was heading towards a negative cross, but it pulled out of it, so the 4-hour MACD is looking positive. How about the 2-hour MACD? For immediate price action, 2-hour MACD is negative, but it's trending towards the positive, so looks like we might recover from this dump today. Going into the weekend, we shall see. Anything goes. On the 2-hour chart, do note we are below the 200 moving average, but it looks like we're about to break above it. All right. Do note this. Okay, within about just under 3 days, Bitcoin recovered like 20%. So, hmm, we had this dump that began around the 21st of February, okay, and ended around the 28th of February, and that was basically, it dumped around, what was that, like 24% in 7 days, right? Okay, boom, and everyone, I mean, come on, you saw the O faces and all the retarded news. It's, just the typical stupid crap, right? It's the bull on over, all this nonsense, right? Well, then what happens immediately after? We get a 200 moving average bounce and .5 fib level bounce there on this 4-hour chart. What happens when it bounces right about where you would expect it to at one of the logical levels? It makes 20% back in 2 days, just under 3 days. So anyway, I'm just making this as my own little personal protest against all the O faces on YouTube. Stop being so silly. You're not helping people when you cause people to make emotional rather than logical decisions when you rant unhinged crap, basically. Stop it with the stupid, stop. O faces, stop. Have some self-respect. Anyway, 45-minute chart. We're above the 200 moving average. Of course, we were pumping. We dumped down to the 314, made a bounce off there. We're still above the 200 moving average. The directional index is red, but it's trending towards green. ADX is rising. KRI is red, but looking forward towards a green flip pretty darn soon. Stochastic RSI is definitely in a nice buy zone. So, looks like we're getting a 314 bounce on the 45-minute chart. That just looks wonderful. Bitcoin's doing just fine. Let's crank through some alts real quick. VET against BTC. I was watching this, made a beautiful cross above the moving average. This thing has been rocking. It's kind of going sideways right now with Bitcoin's volatility, but VET, one to watch against BTC. I'm liking it. As always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor or a life coach, but here I am. Sorry about the crappy mic. I'll get my other one working. I got to reboot the computer to get it fired up, and with all these charts and stuff, it's a pain in the ass to reboot this computer. So, one more day of crappy audio. Alright, Theta against USDT up top here. It's doing wonderful with Bitcoin's morning volatility. It's retraced some. Indicators look good. Theta might continue up against USDT. Against Bitcoin, indicators are a little bit extended, but let's see, we're hitting some sideways action. It retraced a bit. Anyway, at your own risk, but definitely Theta against USDT against BTC. It's definitely making a run with, of course, some retrace after the morning volatility of Bitcoin. Looking at Algorand, EGLD, beautiful uptrend against USDT, recovering from a morning retrace. Against Bitcoin, doing wonderful, recovering against a morning retrace. Both these indicators, especially against Bitcoin, look wonderful. This could be a play. Bitcoin against, Algorand, EGLD against USDT or BTC. Ethereum, what I like about Ethereum right now is that we are seeing a bit of a pump, a little bit of a move up against USDT and BTC this morning. Indicators are a little weak. It's actually looking stronger against Bitcoin as far as indicators go, but it's starting to, it's above the 200 moving average on both these, and above the 314 on both these. So it does look like, even with, I wouldn't say weak indicators, it looks like, I think Ethereum USDT, Ethereum BTC might be getting ready to cruise a gradual upwards trend. Short time frame, 45 minutes, I know, but it tells you a lot. Ethereum is starting this Thursday against BTC and against USDT, kind of strong. All right, Litecoin on the 200 moving average against USDT. Litecoin against USDT on the 45-minute chart up top here. Broke out to the 200 moving average in 314, retracing a little bit, but this morning it is cranking after Bitcoin's morning volatility. Stochastic RSI is in a great spot. Other indicators look a little bit weak, but it's making a run. Alright, against Bitcoin, LTC kind of sucks, but it is, if you do look, it is beginning to show a slight upwards movement. I'd watch for a 200 moving average cross right there. I'd watch for the ADX to get above 20. The directional index to stay green. I'd let this initial pump here kind of cool off a little bit. Wait for another squeeze, and if the indicators look good, boom, squeeze indicator. It's over at bitcoindailyview.com, and hook it up. It's good if you so desire. ADA, Cardano. Cardano, how are you doing this morning? At least for the day, I'd say Cardano against USDT and BTC. It's out of the running. DOT, everyone likes DOT. Polkadot's cool. Continuing an uptrend, but it's slightly retracing, kind of dumping after obviously this morning's volatility. I mean, against BTC, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gradual uptrend, looking good. Might be a dip buy possibility right there against USDT. A little bit more. It's funny. It's almost more volatile against USDT looking at this same time frame. Anyway, DOT, gradual uptrend, cooling off a bit this morning. Maybe a bit, maybe just the right spot for a little bit of a hedge, and I might hop on some DOT just because it's so sturdy against USDT and BTC. Gradual uptrend, manageable. It's not like it's pumping and it's going to dump. I think this is a good project, and I think the indicators look good. I might hop in for some slight gains against USDT and against BTC. Alright. Doge on the 4-hour. Sideways is crap against USDT. Sideways is crap against BTC. These indicators look like it's at the bottom. It looks like it's getting ready to have a bit of a retrace here. Let's see what it does. I like my Doge. I gotta admit, I kind of been hedging in a little bit of dollar cost averaging on Doge because let's face it, it is the millennial currency. It is the Gen Z currency. It is going to be a player in 2021. It's gonna be $1 most likely. Not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, or well, maybe I am a prophet, but I don't need to be certified for that. So my prophecy, which has to be technically considered an opinion, not financial advice. We'll see Doge $1 in 2020. I bet you. Anyway, with that said, it's sideways right now. I personally, since it seems to have support here on these fib levels, well, kind of between fib levels against BTC, but especially against USDT, I'm going to go check out one of these exchanges where you can get, as I've noted here, this cool story. I'm going to go stop by. There's an ATM locally. I'm going to see what the fees are for that. Maybe stop, start putting my 20 bucks a week that grandma gives me for mowing the lawn into Doge. Let's face it, there's millionaires now who did the same thing with Bitcoin back in the day. So, what else? Doge looking good in general. Doge, yeah, here we go. Doge against USDT. If I look at this, or one last thing as we wrap this up, I mean, this is against USDT from basically when this pump started back in the day. This is when we were flatlined. If I look at this big picture, we've basically come back to the 50% retrace level, the .5 fib, and we're hanging out between the .5 and the 382 fib. Been going sideways for quite a while. We're below the 21 EMA here on the daily. I don't quite like that, but the MACD, even though it is negative, gradually trending towards positive. I think this is kind of an organic accumulation phase. It's a nice swing area. It's a low, well, it's not that a low side of a coin. Anyway. I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging into Doge, not financial advice, but I just think it's going to, I'm going to try to recreate what made many millionaires with Bitcoin back in the day. Hey, dollar cost average in now with your extra change, you never know. It might Lambo AF soon to come. And if not, it was fun. Anyway, I want to believe, beyond want to believe, I do believe. Thank you for being here for the Peaceful Revolution. Bitcoin does matter. It is how we rid the world of evil banks and globalists and all that terrible stuff that we don't want. I'll see you again here tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to get back to doing things regularly. I'm traveling a bit and stuff like that here in the neighborhood, and it's kind of hard to get my ass right here and do these, but I will get these more consistent, back to consistent ASAP. Take care. Bitcoin matters, and so do you.